What's up guys, welcome to the video. Today I have Anthony with me, and he's going to go through his legendary Super Saiyan Son Goku deck profile. This is the Clash of Fates Goku. We did have a question about this deck from a previous meta report. This isn't the deck that won the locals, but as Anthony was working on this, and I thought I'd get him on and he can explain it a bit more. Anthony, welcome back. You haven't been on the channel for a while. I mean, you were in the last video because you were playing, but
oh yeah,
yeah, it's been a while.
but no, yeah, it has.
Welcome back, and yeah. So what made you pick up this deck actually?
So I had this slight obsession with all the Clash of Fates leaders. After my success with Dende, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start playing all the other Clash of Fates leaders, and then I moved down what I call, which I think was tacticals. I went to Freezer because it had access to all the good reds, and then I went to Bardock because I like Bardock and it's blue, and then topping with the Clash of Fates good. So I did take a shot at that, and then I realized it was a really solid deck with.
What was that? Sorry, you were cutting out a bit there.
So it was a really good deck with Kaioken, and
Yeah.
I just
Yeah. So moving on to the list, but is basically, spoiler alert, it's basically get Kaioken out and win the game. But yeah, do you want to just go through your card choices?
So to start off with, playing 2 Raditz the Presser. You essentially just play this because red names. You've got the multicolored, but you need mono red energy. And one thing in this deck is you can't really play Overwhelm. You can't really play black cards, as you need 20 to use your Kaioken on 5. So just quickly skip to Kaioken. When you have 20 green or red cards in the drop area, its cost reduces to 5, and it costs 2 red to play. And you can use multicolor for that, but you don't want to be charging Kaioken, so you don't want to be charging anything other than really Broly's and maybe 1 Gogeta. So you just need red energy, and I decided that Raditz would be an all-round good against cantrip at the worst.
Yeah.
Then I decided on Saiyan Kaba. This is mostly because I like the VPP promo, so the Volt Power Up Pack promo. This can essentially be Trunks or Kaba. I decided on Kaba because I wanted an extra double striker for cheap. And you can catch opponents off guard when they're on 2 and you have a spare life, and you can play on Kaba. Another neat thing you can do that I did against 1 or 2 people and they didn't quite understand until it happened is Kaioken's ability. He doesn't have to bring himself to 1. It's just when you reach 1 life. So any card that brings you to 1 will give him double strike and dual attack. So I played against someone where I ripped down to 2, attacked them with a Kaba, which they defended, attacked with Kaioken, and they let the attack through. And I was like, cool, I win. And they were like, oh no, I need a negate. Oh, well, you can go back and negate if you want, but it's still got dual attack, so you're still gonna die. But
yeah,
it was just something that I thought was funny that they just let the attack through thinking, oh, it's got triple strike. Then we play.
So just a quick note on Kaioken. You only get the dual attack triple strike when you hit 1. So
yes,
you have to kill them the turn you bring it out.
Yes, unless they release a card that gives you life.
Yeah.
Then we play Broly Demonic Origins. It's your check land. I should probably not use that term. It's energy that comes in active if you already have a multicolored energy in play.
Yep.
So it's good. You play it. I've maybe only ever hardcast it once, maybe twice. When you hardcast it, makes your opponent discard a card.
It's not terrible for 2.
Yeah, it's alright. You play Mach Speed Kaioken Son Goku. So this is one of the new counterplay cards. When you counterplay with this, it gives your opponent's card minus 10k, and then if it's your opponent's turn, it gives them a further minus 5k. But you can apply that any way you want. So against veggies, you can use this to kill 2 veggies.
Yeah.
Which is good play with it. You can also use this against the Mirror Chain. It's not good at all, but there's a big discussion in the trading group about how some people thought you could use this on 2 counter windows, which you can't. You can use this once when they play the mirror, give it -15, and then when they union into the big mirror, use it again, give it another -15. Then it dies, but you still walk 3 cards in your hand and use 4 energy. So it's not very cool.
And you've used 2 cards as well, so you've lost 5 from hand, really.
So it's not good at all, but you could do that if you really needed to. Then we play 4 SSB Gogeta Resonant Explosion. Once the draft box comes out, this card is 100% being replaced by Beerus and Champa. I don't remember their full name, but the new multicolored card.
Yep.
So he has a rival for 1 red. Obviously, he plays himself. When he plays himself, KO for less. That actually doesn't come up that much, the KO for less. Most of the time when you use the KO ability, you're taking out stuff they didn't really care about. You mostly use him to apply early game pressure, and because he's a multicolored green-red card with double strike. And then obviously Kaioken, boss monster of the deck, your win condition. In fact, there's not really an ultimate win condition in this deck. There are a few, but
Kaba, maybe.
Yeah. So he's got deflect, energy exhaust, like all multicolor cards. His cost drops down to 5, which is the main thing you may want to play him when you have 20 or more. So it's a burst leader. I didn't actually go through what the leader skill was. But so you take a life, he gains 25k power, you look at your opponent's hand, rip a card out of the hand. Quickly to backtrack to the leader. So the leader on his front side, burst 2, pitch a green card, draw 2. And then on his awakened side, if you have Krillin and discard pile, when he attacks on sparking 5, you draw a card, he gains 5k double strike.
Right.
So your leader can actually apply quite a lot of pressure in end games.
Yeah.
Now to get onto the green, play 4 Krillin calling for help. This is by far the worst card in the deck. You play it because you need to play a Krillin, and a 1-drop Krillin is better than any of the other Krillins in the game. So he's a 1-drop as long as you're not awakened. When you play him, you draw a card. If you have, if you're on your back, so if your leader's awoken, he gains 3 cost and blocker in all areas, and this includes your hand. So if you awaken, your Krillin's now costs 4 to play, which makes this card considerably worse once you've awoken, and you want to try and awaken this not as quick as possible, but you like to apply pressure.
Yeah.
So
hopefully you burst it.
Yeah, either burst it or you draw them really early. Like, I wouldn't be unhappy to see one of these turn 1.
Sure.
Then we play 4 Newfound Power Gohan. Again, it's a way of applying pressure early. You want to apply pressure, you need to get your opponent to a good number so that Kaioken can kill them. You don't want your opponents to be on 8s, pretty much. You want them to be on preferably 6 or 5. 5 I find is a better number because then you can Kaioken them once down to 3, and if they do manage to miraculously survive a Kaioken, your leader then kills them.
Yeah. I mean, with the Cabas and the Gohans, would you ever find yourself too low on life if you're against another aggro deck, for example?
So the Gohans and Cabas are in there for decks. Mostly, like, the reason they're not just other green cards or other green cantrips is against decks that would try and stall you.
Sure.
Or decks that, like, so the Cabba deck, for instance, U6 Cabba, who do a lot of damage to themselves, so they put themselves to 4 by turn 2. The Gohan and the Cabba can help you kill those decks without Kaioken, because you're not going to survive till Kaioken's turn against those decks.
Yeah, okay.
Then you play Trunks Bridge to the Future. So every single card in the deck is Saiyan other than Krillin and your extra cards. So the cards essentially, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1, mill 1. So it adds a Saiyan. It's good, it fuels your discard power. Again, all the cards in the deck are Saiyans except from Krillin, and you don't mind milling Krillins. Then play 3 Vegeta the Cruel. Counter play, when you play him, KO one of your opponent's cards. If it's your opponent's turn, they warp 1. It's really solid. All these counter play guys get their cost reduced by 1 when you have multi-card cards and your energy, which you pretty much always do with this deck. So again, it's just more cards to disrupt your opponent. One card that I personally love, but other builds don't play it or side it, is Final Showdown Son Goku. So He's a 25k double striker, 5 cost. When a Krillin with a cost of 4 higher is KO'd, you can play him for free. And then when you play him, you KO a card, ignore a barrier.
Okay.
So what you're meant to do is your Krillins, when you awaken, become 4 cost. You block with one of them because they get in blocker. They die. You play Final Final Showdown, and kill one of your opponent's cards.
Yeah.
So it works out sometimes.
So you stop 2 attacks with it potentially.
Yes.
And then you have a body on board as well.
Most of the time, it's usually I only usually use it to kill. You use it to put a 25k double strike on board. You don't really care about the ability. You care about it being a free 25k double striker.
Yep.
I'm playing Defending Father Paragus, so I tested the Sparking Negate, Sparking Super Combo, the Vegeta GT from set 5. Or was it set 4? Set 4, in fact. 5. No, 5. I don't remember what set some of these cards are from. I didn't like that card. I thought it was terrible. I didn't understand why you'd want to draw less cards. Most of the time, I use Defending Father Paragus to warp extra cards that I spare in my hand, or Krillins that I spare in my hand, because I value drawing 2 cards and seeing more cards than more Kaiokens.
Yeah.
Or seeing a
I
Kaioken.
mean, it's the best super combo in the game.
Yeah, so I'm just confused why not to play it. I can definitely see other people's point of view, and obviously it's a Saiyan, so you can search it. Then we play Free Feet Kamehameha. So Feet Kamehameha is actually an insane card, and more Goku leaders could play this card. Like, it's insane. So for 1 energy, it gives a green Son Goku 15k power and critical. So with your leader having inherent double strike, it essentially makes your leader a 35 double strike critical, because your leader also gains 5k power.
Yep, it's very strong.
So yeah, and you obviously want to use it on the Awakens, gains the full effect of it.
Yeah.
Then because this deck's a mill deck, I play For the Greater Good. There was a point where I thought these new negates were required in every single deck. I don't think that's the case anymore. But I feel like this deck, because it mills, the For the Great Good's very good in the deck. So I'm just trying to remember what For the Great Good does now. I don't remember if it's 2 or less or 1 or less. 1 drop when you use it. So yeah, you negate attack, 1 drop. When you use it from your discard pile, warp a green, remove them from the game entirely, and then use the negate.
Yep.
And then Sparking's negate, Shock and Death Pool. It kills a 2 or less. It's the only Sparking negate we have, and it's probably the best negate you can play.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Free Preemptive Strike. So Preemptive Strike, this is a very counterplay heavy format, and Preemptive Strike's not the best counterplay. It's a really bad denial, even though I guess it came first.
Yeah.
But it kills 4 lesses when it played. The good thing about it is how you usually play it in this deck is you use it against other people's counterplays to just stop them being played. But other than that, Preemptive Strike's actually not that great, and if I was to change this deck, I'd probably cut Preemptive Strike and probably put in some more of my own counterplays like Vegeta the Cruel and Max Speed.
Okay. Yeah, maybe a Kai or something, just for extra pressure.
Yeah, a Kai could be useful, or a Champa, as long as they're red or green. Getting onto the side deck. The side deck's actually probably my favorite part of this deck, because it allowed me to play 2 cards that I love to death. So got Planet M2. It's just a good red card.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much to say about it. Give a card minus 5k. Harmonic Energy SSB Vegeta. I love this card. I love being able to give anything minus 10k. I love being able to kill Striving to be the best, to kill Vekus, to kill just random dudes that you want to have sitting out on the board and return this to my hand. Mm-hmm. The other card that I play is Son Goku in Close Quarters. So this card, this deck was more at the beginning of the format where not everyone was sure what was going to be around. So this card, when you play a combo with this card, if you have a multicolored card in your energy, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with barrier, and then energy cost of 3 or less. Ignoring barrier, KO it.
Yep.
And it costs 2 green to hard cast and 2 anything to combo. So you use this to pretty much just get rid of any barrier cards your opponent has. Earlier on in the format, I wasn't too sure if there'd be many barriers around, so I thought I'd play this.
Yep.
And then all the super necessary black cards. So to start with, this deck instantly loses to Janemba. I have not managed to beat Janemba with this deck ever. And from what I've heard from other people, you just can't beat Janemba with this deck, which is my only real problem with it. I tried playing the TNs, but you just mill them all the time. So I kind of ended up taking us out. But the Vegeta making an entrance would be TNs. So the TN, when you combo with it, there's a 0/5. You pick 3 cards that have a cost of 3 or more and an energy of 3 or less, and you shuffle them back into your deck. The reason I was originally playing Vegeta over that card is because I didn't like the fact that you had to pick cards that cost 3 or more, which means I can't pick any of my cards in my deck pretty much, other than my counterplays, my Gogetas, and my Karakens.
Yeah.
But I realized later on that I can actually use it to add back Krillins, because the Krillins cost 4 when in the discard pile.
Yeah, of course.
Which then made the card considerably better, because you just mill a ton of Krillins and then just shuffle them all back. And then at least you draw to 0/5 combos rather than adding back loads of 1/10s and then drawing those.
Yep.
Unexpected Turn. Crazy card. If your opponent has 3 or more battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or more, the card your opponent's playing gets played in the drop area instead, and then all 2 or less battle cards are warped. So that's really strong. Son Goku No Escapes. I play this because loads of people in my area decided to play Gogeta, and this deck hates the red Gogeta deck because it can never kill the boss monsters.
Yep.
So I decided to play 1 copy of this, and then the other 2, Tao and Xian. You play Tao because when you play against Freezer Prison, you have a hard matchup against them, because they just keep counterplaying all your stuff and killing all your little guys.
Okay.
And TN to make the Janemba matchup playable.
Yeah. So, yeah, in terms of bad matchups, you mentioned a few. You mentioned Janemba, which we're probably going to see a lot of. Prison, which is slightly out of favour at the moment. And Red Gogeta, which not too many people are playing right now. But against everything else, against U6, you say you've got the Cabas and the Gotens there for a bit more aggro. What's the survivability like in this?
So, like, just to quickly go over a couple of the current meta decks. Against U6, this deck's probably around, I'd like to say it's a 50-50, but it honestly depends on how well you draw and how well they draw. But U6 is probably favored. It's probably the best deck of this format, to be fair. Against Toa, this deck wins a turn after Toa, which is a problem, because Toa obviously hits you hard on turn 4. So if it's against Toa, you need to get 20 as fast as possible and hold on to a Kaioken going into turn 5. So going first, you can do really well with this deck. Going against Toa. Going second is a little abysmal.
Okay.
Other than that, against Shinjita, you do really well against Shinjita. You can survive to turn 5. Obviously going over Janemba. Janemba's probably your worst matchup. Kid Ku's probably free. I say probably free, it's free. As long as they don't Gogeta you or they go first, you're pretty safe with this deck. One thing I will say about this deck is you draw a lot of cards. So if you do get Gogeta'd by either Gogeta or Shenron Gogeta, against Kiku or Shenron Gogeta, that can hurt. Every other deck in the format's an aggro deck, and aggro against aggro, this deck has a very good matchup.
Okay, good stuff. Well, thank you for that. And if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments below. Again. So thank you for doing the profile, Anthony, and yeah, we'll see what you come up with next time. So yeah, again, guys, leave a like, sub for more content, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.